Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm out in sunny Germany to film the first look video on BMW's X1 M35i. And in the 48 hours I've been out here, BMW very kindly sent me a list of press cars that were available to get around in. It didn't take me long to pick this, the M4 CSL. I've actually already filmed a first drive video on the M4 CSL at the back end of last year in the UK. That particular day was a fairly dreary winter's day, and that car was rightly so fitted with PS4S tyres. Today conditions are perfect, and this absolute weapon is fitted with Pilot Sport Cup 2R tyres. A quick refresher of what makes the M4 CSL so special. Think of it as a stripped out and sharpened up M4 competition rear-wheel drive. It has just the two seats inside. It has a completely bespoke suspension setup. It has bespoke wheels. It has extra stiffening around the front end and around the back end. It has a carbon fiber bonnet, carbon fiber roof, and a carbon fiber boot lid, which is just beautiful. And all of those weight savings, along with other stuff that's going on inside and bits that we don't see, mean that this weighs 100 kilos less than that M4 competition rear-wheel drive. That is still 1,625 kilos, but that's not bad by modern standards. Under this gorgeous carbon fiber bonnet, we'll find an S58, which is a 3-litre inline-6 twin turbo. It's the same unit that you'd find in a regular M3 or M4, except the boys and girls at BMW M have fettled with this one. It now produces 550 horsepower, which is 40 horsepower up on a regular competition. But it produces the same maximum torque output of 650 newton meters. This also has a unique engine strut brace, the same one that was in that M3 CS that I had on the channel fairly recently. That power and torque runs through a ZF 8-speed automatic gearbox and is fed to the ground via the rear axle alone. This is not an X-Drive model. BMW claim this will do the 0-62 sprint in just 3.8 seconds. And before you say, well, that's about half a second slower than the M3 CS, and it's actually slower than your M3 Touring, so how does that make sense? Remember, this is only rear-wheel drive. It will do the 0-124 mile an hour sprint in just 11.5 seconds. So that's seriously rapid. Once this thing is hooked up and off the line, it is an absolute rocket ship. They claim it has a limited top speed of 190 miles an hour, and I actually put that to test last night. And that will be coming up in the video a little bit later. Car been like for the past 2 days? Well, I have to admit, most of my time in this car has been sat in traffic or on the Autobahn. I haven't really taken it down too many back roads like the one we're on right now, and my flight leaves in about 2 hours, so I haven't got long. But I wanted to shoot this video because I don't know how many other opportunities I'm going to get to drive an M4 CSL. A bit more gravel, a bit more pickup. Let's start on the Autobahn, and actually let's rewind to Friday night when, yeah, you could say I pushed it a little bit, and in fact I found someone else to follow and see what this car's all about. So let's jump to that now, and you can join me back on this road when you've watched it. I'm heading out in the M4 CSL on this beautiful evening just north of Munich. I want to discover when its limiter kicks in, if it kicks in, see if we get a clear run. now following a Lamborghini STO. Normal things in Germany. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I didn't indicated 310 kilometers per hour, which, if I convert that, translates to roughly 192.5 miles an hour indicated. So let's knock off, let's say 5 miles an hour off that. You're looking at 187, 188 miles an hour, which is not bad at all. And the car still had more in it, just there was a bit of traffic around and it would have been irresponsible to push it any harder, especially at night. Will it do its claimed 190 miles an hour that's limited? 100%, absolutely no doubt about it. Unfortunately, I don't have my timing gear with me, but we'll do a launch control and just see how it hooks up with these tyres in this weather. I wouldn't say this tarmac is the grippiest of tarmac, but let's just see what happens. So left foot hard down on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. It's gone in second gear, preparing launch control. Here we go. Oh, wow. And there we go. The way it launched then, it was so smooth. Wow. Absolute perfection off the line there. I could feel the rear tyres just digging into that tarmac, but there wasn't an inch of slip, maybe a couple of mils, but it was just perfect. Bang, and off it goes. Wow, that was impressive. I had forgotten just how savage this car is, and actually when you're driving it around at normal speeds, it's nothing as easy to live with as a regular M3 or M4 competition. The one thing that really stands out is the gearbox. The gear changes, especially when you're in the most ferocious setting, are really fast. And because they've played around with the engine and the settings and the engine mounts, etc., the car can get into a bit of a shake on half throttle. I don't know if you saw that on camera, but it is quite funny. If you leave it in auto and reduce the shift changes or their times, then it still behaves reasonably well. But when you ramp everything up, it does feel a bit more, let's say, race car, and I really like that, and that's what you want with your M4 CSL. Also, when you glance back there and you see there's no seats, I mean, most of the press shots had helmets back there for track day use, and I think that's where this car would really excel out on track, temperatures up. I know it still weighs 1,625 kilos as we talked about on the outside, but when you consider what is in this package, well, it's mighty. My M3 Touring off memory is about 1,900 kilos. So that's an extra 250 kilos on top of this, and that is a weapon on track, and that is an incredible piece of kit. You strip that weight out, you just get a little bit more feel, and temperatures, etc., will behave themselves more lap after lap when you're out on your favourite track. I really want to experience that one day back home in the UK with that British press car. In terms of handling dynamics and what these Cup 2Rs are like, well, unfortunately, with this limited road and my limited knowledge of where I am, speed limits, etc., I really can't get close to the levels of grip that these produce. I will be testing out some Cup 2Rs on track back home in the UK very soon, so I'll be able to tell you more about those tyres specifically then. What I can tell you is they seem to have a lot stiffer sidewall, and the handling therefore feels a lot more precise and sharp. This car, like so many out-of-the-box M3 and M4s, feels extremely nervous though, and when you ramp up the power and everything else that this CSL trim car has, it does feel a little bit sketchy. And when I did push it slightly harder off camera a bit earlier on, I wouldn't say the car felt massively planted. It felt a little bit nervous and kind of made me afraid to do it again, and that's why I'm stressing that I don't really want to push it that hard on camera. I don't know if that's a combination of the amount of grip we got in these tyres or just the way this car is set up. It just feels very, very accurate, very precise, but as a result, when you pick the speed up on the road, it feels quite nervous and edgy. You've really got to be on it, and that's okay when you are pushing on, but it feels like that when you're just cruising along as well. I think that's a G80, G82 trait. Just needs its geo sorting out to be a little bit better, a little bit calmer. We haven't talked about that sound. Yes, I know some of it is being piped around the cabin, like with all M cars these days, and in fact many performance cars, full stop, but a lot of that is organic. A lot of it is coming from the titanium back box, which is standard fit on this CSL model. A lot of it is happening because we've got less sound insulation in here. We've got no rear seats. We've got a lot more noise coming through the cabin. In fact, you can even hear a little bit of diff whine and stuff when you're going a bit slower, which I think, once again, is cool in a car like this because you want it to feel different to a regular, let's say, M4 competition. And this car definitely feels more extreme and less regular than the M4 competition. Really is a special, special car. Guys, I'm going to have to wrap this video here. I need to get this car back to the press garage and to the airport within an hour so I don't miss my flight. I've spent enough time away from home and I'm really dying to get back to my own bed today or tonight, very late, about midnight, and to spend a bit of time with Lou. Thanks so much for watching. As always, I hope you enjoyed and appreciated this very quick cut video. As I said, I had it and I thought it would be mad if I didn't turn my cameras on and share some of this experience with you lot. Massive thanks to BMW M for inviting me out here for the X1 M35i launch and to the DTM race and giving me this as my form of transport. Take it easy and I'll see you at another one very, very soon.